On Monday, oil prices fell sharply by 2% and continued to decline steadily in today's session. The ruble is still gaining ground. However, its further dynamics in the coming days can be influenced by situation in the emerging markets. Market participants are currently focused on trade talks between the US and China despite the existing risks of disruption in oil supplies from the Middle East. The draft version of Phase 1 trade agreement between the two sides is scheduled for November. However, China insists on extending the deal. In particular, Chinese authorities expect Donald Trump to cancel the next tariff increase planned for December, in addition to those already cancelled this week. The news brought excitement to the crude markets. Some oil traders were ready to open short deals in case the current verbal agreement between the two largest economies fails. Brent oil is currently trading in the negative territory, going below the level of $59 per barrel. Oil prices were pushed down by the statement of Saudi Energy Minister, who confirmed that the volume of oil production in the kingdom in October and November would exceed the levels recorded before the drone's attack. Moreover, analysts expect the US crude inventories to increase for the fifth consecutive week. The Russian currency still remains strong despite falling oil prices and pessimistic forecasts. Analysts predict the ruble to drop in the nearest future. The dollar-ruble pair opened the session with a decline, reaching the level of 64.21. A breakthrough in trade negotiations has provided some stability in the market. However, economic situation in China is the most important factor that shapes the market sentiment today. On Friday, the data on GDP in China is due to be published. The actual readings can significantly affect investors' appetite for the currencies of developing economies, including the ruble. Russian Ministry of Economic Development forecasts the inflation in the country to be less than 3.8%. Given this fact, the ruble is very likely to strengthen against the dollar and reach the level of 63.50. The US can radically change the situation in case they impose sanctions on Russia in response to military operation in Syria. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.